Welcome to the SOMO Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. My name is Adam Baker. This is the SOMO Racing League. Drivers are in qualifying right now and accidentally joined the session as a driver and not a spectator, so that's why you see my name up there on the list. But tonight's race is here at Homestead, Miami Speedway. This is the season finale championship race for these drivers in the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. And this is also SOMO Racing League's final race ever. It's definitely a bittersweet. This league has been so good to so many of us, including myself. I've run so many races here and made, good friendships and learned a lot, grew a lot as a person and also as a racer. And it's going to be sad to see the league go. We haven't been able to broadcast the last couple weeks, and there has been some participation issues. I think there's only 6 drivers in the field tonight, and they are all competing for the championship. So the two you see at the bottom of the list, myself and Aaron Schaefer, we are not in the race, and we will not be competing. So the top 6 will be the ones going for it here tonight, and whoever comes out on top is going to be your champion. And a couple of these drivers do have previous championships. Lupe Gonzalez and Seth Hatchel, both former series champions here in SOMO. Lupe was Truck Series champion, I believe, just last year. No, 2 years ago, he was Truck Series champion. And he's also Cup champion here in the SOMO Racing League, so he knows how to get it done. He's very good here at Homestead. Tyler Pluff currently sitting on the pole, though, and his lap time of a 32.177 not showing up there. But he's currently sitting atop the boards, and looks like he might be able to make a run at it here tonight. I'm not sure if we're getting our music playing in the background or not. Please let me know if you can hear that. We're going to fade it out when we get closer to the race session. Just about 10 seconds left before these guys are going to get on the grid. And so we'll actually fade that out right now. It is not even playing. So all set there. So this is the finale race for the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. Capital Auto Repair and Service, the sponsor of this league and this series, and they are a full-service auto repair shop in Raleigh, North Carolina, and definitely real thankful for them to come on board and sponsor this. Great mechanics, very skilled, honest, reasonable, best in the area. Give them a call if you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, and need some work done to your car. So let's try and get on board with somebody here. Let's go take a look at the grid. Trying to get a good view of everybody. There we go. So it's going to be 3 rows of trucks to start this race. And let's go through the grid. Tyler Pluff going to be your pole sitter here in the number 12. 32.177 for his lap time. So great job there, Tyler, to get the pole. Lupe Gonzalez going to start to his outside. Jason McConnell going to start in third with a 32.241. Seth Hatchel going to start to his outside. Timothy Lewis going to start in 5th place, and Ryan Gemmell going to round out the field here in 6th place in the number 6. So short field, but should be some good racing. I don't expect any cautions, so it should go green. Tonight's race is 134 laps, and we've got 2 stages happening at laps 30 and 60, so that should shake things up a little bit, potentially. And please let me know if you can hear everything all right, if the audio levels are good. We appreciate you tuning in to the stream here tonight. We are live here on Simcast. This is only, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd race that we've ever broadcast, and it's going to be the last race here for SOMO. So we appreciate you tuning in. We are live on Twitch, on YouTube, as well as appreciate you tuning in. We are live as well as Facebook. So you can tune into any of those media sources and check us out. We will be bringing you action for other leagues coming up soon. Tyler Pluff going to be the one to get him going here. Rolling through turns 3 and 4. This is the final race of the SOMO Racing League. Such a great league. So many great drivers and top talent on display here tonight. Only 6 of them out, but expect a good, clean side-by-side race for the majority of this event. Pace car dives to pit road and waiting on the front row. Green flag is out. Tyler Pluff and Lupe Gonzalez, very even start. And going down into turn 1, Tyler Pluff able to dive it down in there, gets clear of the 53, able to slide up in front of him. And still side by side for 3rd between Seth Hatchel and Jason McConnell. But now side by side for the lead, Lupe Gonzalez to the outside of Tyler Pluff. Here comes Seth Hatchel with the move around the outside of McConnell as well, and he's looking to get his truck out front. But all 6 drivers within a second of each other here on lap 2. Timothy Lewis currently showing back here in 6th place, a little ways off the pace from the top 5. As Ryan Gemmell making his way around the 54 of McConnell. And Gemmell looking for his 2nd win of the season here, and it would be his first championship in the SOMO Racing League. Lupe Gonzalez looking for, I believe, win number 3 on the season. Seth Hatchel really been the class of the field all year. He just got many wins, 5 or 6 this year. So he's looking for another one to close out his SOMO career. And I'm sure he would definitely like that. He's one of the most winningest drivers here in the league. Lupe Gonzalez right up there with him. Definitely, both of those drivers have a lot of success here. But everybody else in the field is no slouch. Tyler Pluff has a few wins to his name. Ryan Gemmell, a handful of wins as well. Jason McConnell does not have any wins as far as I am aware, but he is he's only a rookie here, and he's run extremely strong this year. Very, very competitive driver. And then Timothy Lewis has a handful of wins here in the SOMO Racing League as well, and has shown a lot of strength in this season and a lot of improvement. currently 1.1 seconds back from the leader, but maybe just trying to save his stuff. He is known for being able to give it to these guys on the long run. Lupe Gonzalez currently your leader, though, 5 laps in. And let's go over the track conditions here tonight. 84-degree air temperature, 86-degree, or 87-degree track temperature, 84-degree air temperature. And that's pretty comfortable, I think, for most of these guys. The trucks, I guess, are pretty tight from what I've been told. But that should change as the run goes on. Also, the track is going to cool down a bit more, so they will get more grip in these trucks, and pace should speed up just a bit. Fastest lap so far has been Lupe Gonzalez with a 32.525, so pretty good lap time. He's currently out front. At number 53, 575 Motorsports from out west. Tyler Pluff from up there in Michigan, it looks like, started on the pole, currently scored in second. Hatchel from Illinois started in fourth, currently running third. Ryan Gemmell started sixth up to fourth, coming out of Pennsylvania. Jason McConnell from down in Georgia started third, currently all the way back in fifth, so he's lost a couple spots. And then Timothy Lewis started fifth, currently in sixth, from the Mid-South region. And then myself from New York, I am up on the scoring, I guess, but definitely not in the race. So once again, this is the SOMO Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. This is the league finale. Not only the season finale, but last race here for these guys. And it's been a good season. Unfortunately, the participation's not been where we'd like it to be. And it's time to call it quits. But like I said earlier, there's been a lot of great drivers that have come through here. A lot of great friendships and connections made. And usually a great show every week. One of the best places to race for years and years. So just coming to a close here tonight. Many of these drivers moving on to other leagues once this one is all set here. Couple offshoots have come out of SOMO. It's the American Sim Racing Championship and Terminal Velocity Racing Leagues are starting up from members here, or former members here in SOMO. So check those out on the iRacing League pages. Lupe Gonzalez still out front. Tyler Pluff not letting him get away. Just 0.2 of a second back. Seth Hatchel is about 0.8 back, currently battling side by side with teammate Ryan Gemmell. Looks like Ryan gets a really good run on the inside. Seth either saving a little bit here. It's only a 30-lap run, but I'm not sure what the fuel load is in tonight's race. I should ask one of these guys when we get to the caution break. Ryan Gemmell moves up to third, so Gemmell on the move forward. Here comes McConnell to the inside of Hatchel. So Hatchel drops back to 4th place. Ryan Gemmell in 3rd. Timothy Lewis has moved up to 5th. McConnell back to 6th. I don't know if he caught the wall or anything. Let's take a look at the nose of that truck. He looks good. No wrinkles in that Traxxas number 54. So he should be good. Maybe just saving, maybe got a little loose, or maybe too tight. I don't really know. We didn't catch what happened to him, but Lupe Gonzalez still just about 2/10 out in front of Tyler Pluff. Everything going as smooth as planned here. 15 laps in. We are so halfway into the first stage. And Lupe Gonzalez out front. Seth Hatchel under fire now from Timothy Lewis, but he and Timothy Lewis able to get by Ryan Gemmell, so Ryan dropped back. Not sure what happened with Ryan there. Didn't see any issues. Maybe just got tight though. I think that's the condition here tonight, so we'll see if anybody starts getting loose to say otherwise, but he might have a little bit of a wrinkle on that right front. It's hard for me to tell. Let's take a look from the rear. Truck looks good. No bumps, no dents. So he's all good. Everybody's clean still. 17 laps into the race. And Gonzalez starting to pull away from Tyler Pluff. Taking a look back from his back bumper. It's not too far back to that 12. Tyler Pluff hanging strong there in 2nd place. The league admin here for this specific series, and he's done a good job with running things. A couple hiccups here and there, but definitely good on him for taking on the responsibility and really trying to hype up the drivers each week to perform as best as they can. It's definitely not easy to do that and also race, so good for him, and we appreciate his support here at Simcast and also over on SR Broadcasting. And all these drivers as well. They've really helped by liking and subscribing and things like that. So if you haven't already, I guess it's a good segue. If you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, give us a like or subscribe or follow, whatever the type of format is to follow along with all the action here on Simcast. We will be bringing you more action each week. We've got a few leagues lined up for later this year, and a couple more currently on and off. We've had a couple issues with the Ford Entertainment Group Racing League, just getting the overlay system to work with their servers. I'm not exactly sure what the problems have been, but we're working on figuring that out, and tonight it's working great over here in SOMO, and hopefully this is the trend, and we get everything figured out over there. But if you're tuned in, let us know how you like the stream. If anything's out of place, if you'd like to see any more information on the stream, that's easy for us to do. But yeah, just let us know how you're enjoying it. We really appreciate you tuning in. Lupe Gonzalez still your leader, now out in front by almost 0.8 of a second over Tyler Pluff. And Seth Hatchel starting to reel in the 12, and maybe going to start reeling in the leader here as we're 22 laps into the run. He's under pressure from Timothy Lewis, who's definitely put on a strong performance here so far. Ryan Gemmell dropping back just a bit, and Jason McConnell has fallen quite a bit farther back. So I don't know if he's if they're just saving fuel or what's going on, but everybody running pretty reasonable times, all within about a 1/10 and a half of each other. Seth Hatchel starting to get closer to the 12 of Tyler Pluff. You can see him get that big run in the center of the turn. Going to try and make a move, I think, up high, but doesn't get there in time. But much closer to Tyler Pluff than he was just a lap ago. And we'll see if he makes a move here. There aren't going to be any stage points or anything here tonight. It's just whoever finishes highest. So the only purpose for the stages and finishing well is to advance your position for that next stage. Just have a better shot at better track position. As these two side by side, this is for second place, and the longer they race side by side, oh, you see Pluff get a little bit squirrely up on that high line. And Seth Hatchel is going to get a big run down low, and he'll claim the position for the moment. We'll see if he clears him going into turn one. Looks like he will. Maybe try and slide it up the track. Tyler Pluff not able to put the power down how we'd like. And Seth Hatchel up into second place. We'll see if he can start to close in on Lupe Gonzalez. Only 5 to go in this stage, and 1.2 seconds back. So it's going to be a tough call here for whether or not he can do it. But if anybody can do it out here, it's probably Seth Hatchel to get up there and win this stage. He is closing that lap. He was a 0.5 faster, but you can see that time is coming down. And it's going back up a little bit. Nope, coming back down again. So let's look from his nose and see how far it is. So ways up there, only 3 to go now. He'd have to gain 0.3 a lap. That time he gained about 2. So Hatchel's got something for the long run here, and that third stage might be right in his wheelhouse. We're used to seeing him and Lupe both be extremely strong on the long run. Looks like Seth has a little bit more here early, but just didn't have the track position. And this time by, let's see what kind of a lap time they put down. Very similar, 2 1/1000ths of a second, the difference between them. So no time being gained really by Seth on that lap. I think Seth is being much more cautious on entry to the turn. Loses a bit of ground early in the turn, but makes it all up on exit. You could see how much faster he was than Tyler Pluff in the center. Here comes Ryan Gemmell right up behind the 12. Looks like 12 very loose again. Here comes Gemmell to the inside. He's going to go for third. Can't get in the throttle. Here goes Pluff back to the gas. Able to clear him on the outside. That's going to slow down Gemmell just a bit. It looks like the back end of these trucks is getting pretty squirrely, and they can't get the grip down. We're coming to the end of the stage. Lupe Gonzalez out front by 3/4 of a second over Seth Hatchel, who did close a bit more, about a 0.5 that last lap, but not enough. And he's going to come across the line in second. Caution should be out here. And it is out. My flags aren't working, so I'm having to throw them manually. But Lupe Gonzalez is going to be your stage winner. Seth Hatchel second, Tyler Pluff third, Ryan Gemmell fourth, Jason McConnell fifth, or Timothy Lewis fifth, and Jason McConnell sixth. So nice clean 30-lap run by these drivers, and fairly well spaced out between the top two, but behind Tyler Pluff, Ryan Gemmell and Timothy Lewis were right there. Jason McConnell was just hanging back a few seconds. We'll see what he's trying to do. Maybe just keep the truck clean until it matters, because with no stage points in play here, it's really just about where you finish at the end of the race. And if you get involved in something here in these first two stages, your shot is gone. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. The leader coming in was Lupe Gonzalez, and the leader coming out is Seth Hatchel. So Hatchel with a great pit stop, 14.7, so must have just been a little bit faster on exit. And sometimes it's hard to get going in that first pit stall, and obviously didn't work out for Lupe to get back up to speed in time to beat Seth out of pit road. But Seth Hatchel is going to be the leader now. Lupe Gonzalez in second. Tyler Pluff third, Ryan Gemmell fourth, Timothy Lewis in fifth, and Jason McConnell right now scored in sixth place. And just talked with the MB Motorsports drivers to see what's happening with fuel mileage as well as the handling conditions here tonight. And it sounds like the trucks are getting a little bit loose on the long run. As we could see there, they were getting squirrely, especially coming out of turn 4. Sounds like that's the main concern for many of these drivers. But also fuel mileage, they're going to be good for the stages. They said between 55 and 60 laps, it sounded like, is the fuel range on these trucks tonight. So they'll have to make a pit stop in the final stage, as that's going to be quite a long stage, going from lap 60 to 134. But assuming there's no cautions, it should be pretty straightforward. But pit stop could make or break, and there may be a little strategy played with short pitting versus going a little bit longer. And just waiting on that green flag. Green flag is out. Back underway here. Seth Hatchel gets him going on the inside line, able to get a great jump. Lupe Gonzalez to his outside, but Seth's going to be able to clear him. Tyler Pluff now working his way down on the inside of the 53. And Pluff started on the pole, so he's definitely got good short run speed. We'll see what he has here in this second stage to hold on to the top spot if he can get up there. He's working on the inside of Lupe Gonzalez. Not the preferred line this early in the run, I would think. Let's take a look. Lupe really high up the track, getting tight. Tight there. Ryan Gemmell had to dodge him coming out of turn 4. It's Tyler Pluff still on the inside, so holding strong down there right on the white line. Has to come up the track to make it out of the turn, but not able to clear the number 53. As these two battle, Seth Hatchel's getting away now, almost 4/10 of a second, or just over 4/10 of a second, the lead. And these two still neck and neck, no advantage between them. Lupe Gonzalez now gets his nose out front, able to clear the 12. Here comes Ryan Gemmell trying to make a move to the outside. Has to kind of avoid the 12 of Tyler Pluff, who started to come up the track. But here comes Gemmell to the outside now, trying to make the move and get up into the top 3 again. He was there for a couple laps earlier. And looks like he's able to get on the power pretty good, and they're going to be nose to nose there at the start-finish line. Gemmell scored in the 3rd spot at the line, but loses some momentum there in turns 1 and 2. I think Pluff just got a really good rundown on the low line. We'll see what he does here in 3 and 4. If he just dives it in there, and he does, tries to clear the 6. So Gemmell maybe going to pull a move here going down into turn 1. Gets a really good run out of 4, but has to settle into 4th position as Timothy Lewis is right behind him. Jason McConnell, once again, just a little ways back from these drivers. So the top 6 all within a second and a half of each other once again. We're a handful of laps here into stage 2, but Lupe Gonzalez has he's cleared Tyler Pluff, and he's in 2nd place now, all on his own. And Seth Hatchel is about 3.5 tenths up the road. But Lupe is really strong for those first 20 to 25 laps of a run, and Seth seems to come on there in the last 5 or so. Not that he's slow in those first 20 or 25. It's just Lupe has a little bit better short run speed, but maybe burning up the tires a little bit faster. But I'm sure Lupe would like to see that clean air once again. Because right now he's just looking at the back bumper, the number 8. 0.3 of a second. It's a little bit faster than Hatchel that lap, but not fast enough to get there that time by Tyler Pluff in third, 1.1 back. Timothy Lewis able to get by Ryan Gemmell. So Ryan is struggling here when the sun is out. It seems like when the clouds come out, he's a little bit faster. And let's take another look at the weather. Same conditions as when we started, so a little bit surprised that the track has not cooled down even a degree after we saw all that cloud cover. And just about a third of the way through the race. And your top two separated by about a quarter of a second. Hatchel and Gonzalez, two of the most winningest drivers here in the SOMO Racing League. Multiple time champions between the two. All different series, and definitely some of the stiffest competition you can go up against here for these past few years. It'll be interesting to see where these two land as the league comes to a close, but wherever they go, I'm sure they will find success. Same goes for all of these drivers. We've seen Tyler Pluff run over in a couple different leagues. And I believe Timothy Lewis is also going to be running over in terminal velocity. Ryan Gemmell, not sure what his plans are just yet. He does run in Dynasty Racing League occasionally, so might start to run over there more frequently, but we'll see what his plans are. And then Jason McConnell, we've seen him run in a few different leagues as well. So some really great drivers out here tonight, and we'll be seeing a lot of them on iRacing in the future, I am sure. As Hatchel has maintained that 0.3 of a second lead. Lupe Gonzalez not closing in too quickly. As Hatchel was about 1/10 and a half faster that last time by, but Lupe looks like he's closing in just a bit, trying to change his lineup and get the nose out in some cleaner air. Everybody's single file here. Closest battle it's going to be between these three. Tyler Pluff, Timothy Lewis, Ryan Gemmell. All pretty close. Jason McConnell not far behind Gemmell either, so he's sticking a bit closer than he did last time at this point in the run as the cloud's starting to come back out again. And almost immediately, Gemmell puts the hammer down. He makes a move to the outside now of Timothy Lewis. And looks like Timothy's going to give him the spot. Here comes McConnell up behind him. I think these two just kind of cruising back here right now. As Gemmell is on the attack in 4th place, looking to take 3rd spot from Tyler Pluff. Still side by side. We've seen these two get into it once this season, but I don't think there's any hard feelings at this point. Just some hard racing, and they often find each other on the track. It's just kind of how fast they both are. They end up running right around each other very often. It's Gemmell very close to the back bumper of the 12. Jason McConnell making a move around Timothy Lewis now. McConnell up into the top 5. And once again, this is a presentation here on Simcast. This is the SOMO Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. This is the season finale, also the league finale here for SOMO. So a big deal for a lot of drivers to see this league come to a close after just a few years, 5 years, I think. Oh, we got Tyler Pluff in the wall going around. That's going to collect Jason McConnell, and caution is out. Did not see that coming. And let's go back and take a look. I don't know what happened. And he was racing hard with Ryan Gemmell. I don't think they made contact. I think Pluff just went around. You can see him start to go around. Gemmell stays off of him. Pluff corrects a bit, gets a little bit of contact with the 54. I think Tyler might be okay. He didn't get any nose damage. But let's go take a look from our helmet cam and see what happened there. Oh yeah, just getting loose. Corrects it. Stays off the wall. Great effort there to stay off of it, but Jason McConnell just not in the right place. Really nowhere he could go as the 12 just slowed up. He didn't hit him too hard. He's going to have that nose damage, though. So we'll see how it affects him. But that is caution number 1 here tonight. Let's take a look at our race summary. We've had 2 cautions and 1 lead change. I thought we had more lead changes than that, but maybe that's how it is. Maybe the first pass from Tyler Pluff losing the lead didn't happen before the start-finish line, or did happen before the start-finish line. So the only lead change that's counted is Seth Hatchel taking the lead from Lupe. As now Hatchel wins the race off pit road. Lupe Gonzalez second. Ryan Gemmell's going to come out third. Timothy Lewis fourth. Jason McConnell. Actually, Jason McConnell being shown in fourth. Timothy Lewis fifth. My timing's all thrown off here, but Tyler Pluff just making his way off pit road. Looks like he got the majority of that damage fixed on the left rear. And McConnell, see if he comes back in. He does not. Nose looks a little bit bent, but not bad. So we'll see what he's got, but I think aerodynamics are going to play a factor here. So any damage at all, which I'm sure he was trying to avoid by running a bit farther back early on, it's going to hurt him. You can see the splitters all crinkled down there on the left front. Under yellow here. I needed to change the flag once again. I'm going to get that figured out. So that's your race summary. Two cautions, I guess, including the stage. Just the one for an actual incident. And we're only going to have a few laps until the end of this stage, and we'll see if anybody tries anything to get the track position, if anyone tries 2 tires to loosen it up on the short run. Although, based on how the handling progresses like during the run, it would maybe not be the best decision, as the track is also going to start cooling here soon. You can see the light has changed slightly since we started the beginning of this race. It's the sun is starting to set. Don't know if the lights are coming on here on the track or not. If you take a look from the nose cam, you can see the sun is starting to get a little bit lower in the sky. And lights are off on the pace car. And those are all your drivers here tonight. 6 of them, all battling for the championship here in SOMO. Seth Hatchel, currently your leader, with Lupe Gonzalez to his outside. Ryan Gemmell in third, Jason McConnell fourth, Timothy Lewis fifth, Tyler Pluff in sixth, and Pluff and McConnell involved in that last incident. Hatchel gets him going early. Here comes Gemmell right with him. Good jump there by the 6, as he's on the inside of Lupe Gonzalez. We'll see if he can clear him here going down through turns 1 and 2. Really sends it into the bottom line there, and Lupe is going to try and cross him over, I think, coming out of the turn. Gets a really good run down low, but I think Ryan is going to be able to hold the spot if he can maintain it coming out of turn 4. Lupe really dives it in there, slides up a bit into the 6. I think Ryan had to correct the steering just a bit. And now Lupe with a really big run down low, almost able to clear. Maybe clear him here, and he does. Lupe back into second. Ryan Gemmell slides back into third, and he's got McConnell still on his bumper, so I guess that damage on the front of the 54 not going to hurt him too bad. And I don't think he even... Yeah, he didn't stay on pit road for any longer than was necessary. So you see him get really tight there in the center of 3 and 4. And Lewis right behind him. Tyler Pluff just hanging back here as well. I'm not sure exactly how that left rear damage is going to affect him, but probably not going to help. As the gap now 3/10 between our top 2. Seth Hatchel leading the way. Started in 4th and took over after that first pit stop. And has not given it up since. But Lupe Gonzalez wants it back. He's not far behind, only 3.5 tenths. And running where he started, but he did lead quite a few laps early on and won stage 1. Ryan Gemmell up 3 spots right now. So a strong run by Ryan, and just trying to put himself in position here, getting close to the last stage. We are on lap 59. It's going to be coming here in just a lap. We'll see if Lupe Gonzalez can make any kind of a charge. It looks like he is closing just a bit, but not going to be nearly close enough. Hatchel going to come through turns 3 and 4 and come across the line here in just a second and win stage number 2. So caution is out. That's going to be caution number 3. Hatchel, your stage winner. Lupe Gonzalez, 2nd. Ryan Gemmell, 3rd. McConnell, 4th. Tim Lewis, 5th. And Tyler Pluff in 6th. And once again, this is a production by Simcast, bringing you all kinds of racing action here on iRacing. You can follow us on Facebook.com/Simcast Broadcasting. Follow us on Twitch. We are live there right now, Simcast Broadcasting. YouTube, Simcast Broadcasting, and also on Instagram as Simcast Broadcasting. You can find us at any of those different social media outlets. And follow us there. We would really appreciate it. We hope you enjoy the broadcast here tonight. Real small field here for SOMO, but definitely an important race. So we wanted to bring the action to you here tonight. As these drivers making their way down pit road. Seth Hatchel leading the way. Lupe Gonzalez behind him. And we'll see if anybody tries any strategy As no one is going to be able to make it on fuel, does anyone try 2 tires and just gain some track position? As McConnell had to back up in his stall. No one taking 2 as far as I can tell. Hatchel making his way off pit road. Gemmell and Gonzalez very close at the line, but Gonzalez going to beat him off of pit road. Ryan Gemmell going to settle into 3rd there in the Ally Financial number 6. Tim Lewis coming off pit road in 4th place. Tyler Pluff coming off here in 5th, and McConnell scored in 6th. They have not made their way past the line yet, so the scoring has not updated, but that's where they're running right now. And it looks like we're under pretty significant cloud cover, or maybe the sun has started to go down. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's just clouds right now. So we're just cruising here under pace laps. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And pace car making its way down the backstretch. We had a couple drivers make their way onto pit road. Lewis and McConnell. I don't know if they think they can stretch it, but every drop of fuel helps. So it looks like that was the plan for those 2 drivers. Hatchel going to be your leader here as they're making their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car rolls off pit road. Green flag is out. Hatchel gets him going. Ryan Gemmell, once again, a great restart. We'll see what he can do to get in front of the 53 this time and not have him get crossed over. Here comes the 4 of Tim Lewis putting pressure to the 53. We'll see if Lupe can get the same kind of run he did last restart, but it doesn't look like it at this point. Gemmell solidly in 2nd place for the moment. And Lupe Gonzalez settles into 3rd. I believe the farthest back that he's been all night. So let's take a look at the track temp. Track temp has come down 1 degree now that we've been under cloud cover for quite a while. So that will continue to drop as Tim Lewis making his way past Tyler Pluff up on the outside, but not yet. Pluff's still hanging out there. He did sustain that damage from that first wreck. You can see a little bit of a crinkle there in the left rear of the spoiler and the quarter panel, but not too bad. Right now, Seth Hatchel about 3/10 out in front of Ryan Gemmell, as we are now at the halfway point in the race. Right when we get to the backstretch here, I believe this will be the halfway point. So right now, Seth Hatchel looking like the class of the field once again, but Ryan Gemmell gonna try and put some pressure on him here. Lupe Gonzalez only a half-second back as well. And it's gonna come down to who's fastest on the long run and who makes no mistakes on pit road. And who makes no mistakes on track as well. You gotta be smooth. It looks like Gemmell now gained some big ground coming through turns 1 and 2. Don't know what happened with Hatchel, but the gap is now under 0.2 of a second. Gemmell is making progress. He's looking for a championship here tonight and his second win of the season. Even with such a small field, we're used to seeing SOMO put on great races. There's some solid racing going on right now between all 6 of these drivers. Mainly the top 3 at the moment. Pretty close to each other, and then they're really putting down a fast pace. Gemmell hanging tough there right behind the number 8. Lupe Gonzalez starting to close in as well. He's just lurking right now, just waiting for something to happen between the teammates up front. 70 laps in, so 64 and a half laps to go right now. So it looks like Gemmell's starting to lay back just a touch more. He's running in that draft is not going to help his cause. It's just going to take air off the nose. Lupe Gonzalez running a bit of a higher line, trying to save some tires. Really, it's a top 3 breakaway, and then Tyler Pluff back and forth, 1.3 seconds back. He's almost a second back from Lupe Gonzalez. Tim Lewis not far behind him, and then McConnell. He is clutching and shutting off the engine, already saving fuel. 3.4 seconds back. We'll see if the time that he loses by doing this will actually work out for him. I know he's got the nose damage. I don't know if he's down on power at all, but he's definitely losing time. We'll see what his time is at the line here. Fastest on track was Gemmell with a 32.85, and McConnell ran a 33.31, so quite a ways off the lead pace. How soon before these drivers start getting loose on the exit of the turn? I know it was about 20 laps during that first run, but now that the track temps have come down, is that going to happen sooner or later? So we'll find out in about 10 laps what happens. This field's fairly strung out right now, about between a quarter of a second and a half second between each driver. It's Timothy Lewis starting to put pressure on the number 12. And McConnell still back here, clutching and coasting, trying to save fuel already in this run. And we're going to have 60 to go. 59 at the line this time. And the fuel mileage being 55 to 60 laps if he can save, I think he's gonna have to save about 5 laps worth of fuel to be able to make it. And how much time will he lose in the process of saving? Right now he's lost 5 seconds, even more than 5 seconds. So see what happens if it works out for him. But at this pace, it's probably not going to. Usually with a pit road process, under green, it's about a 40-second exchange in time. So if McConnell can stay under that 40 seconds, about 35 seconds lost, and if he can make it on no stops, he could win this race. So we'll have to see what happens as Lupe Gonzalez slides past Ryan Gemmell to get up into second place. So Gemmell starting to fade, and Gonzalez starting to close in. We're used to seeing Lupe as he gets loose coming out of turn 4, very loose, still trying to hold on to it. And Gemmell going to peek back down to the inside. We'll see if he can clear him here in 1 and 2. And doesn't look like he's going to be able to. He might barely slide up in front of him here. Does not get the car out in front of him, or the truck out in front of him. So Lupe's still going to have a shot here in 3 and 4. If Ryan really bombs it in, which he does not, he backs out early. And I think it's going to be tough to make the turn on that low side. Lupe getting a little bit loose again. I don't know if he caught the wall there, but I saw a little jump out of that truck. So we are starting to see the trucks get loose as Hatchel is pulling away, now almost a second out in front of these drivers as they battle it out for second place. But what's the strategy going to be for pit cycles? We've already seen one call, and that's save fuel. And whether or not he pits early and only for fuel, or takes 2 tires or something like that, we will have to see. But he is definitely saving right now. And he's 7.5 seconds back, and we've got 55 to go. It's going to be tough, I think. It's going to be very tough for Jason McConnell to make it, but it's not impossible. It might be impossible for him to make it and win, but only time will tell. As Lupe Gonzalez starting to stretch out the gap over Ryan Gemmell. As the sun has made its way back out. Track temp still at 86 degrees. But we've seen the drivers start to get a bit loose on the exit of the turns. And how is that going to affect Seth Hatchel? Was he running too hard? Is Lupe Gonzalez going to be able to close in on him? Coming out of the turn, he looks very smooth. And Lupe Gonzalez as well, very smooth coming out of the turn there. But we've already seen him get a bit loose. You can see the back end start to pivot on that truck. He's really riding that right rear, which is usually the fastest way around, and he's definitely making time. Now down to under 0.6 of a second behind Hatchel as they make their way through 3 and 4. Oh, but he gets very loose coming out of the turn there. You can see him wash up the track in the center, not able to keep the speed, and then it was like a push loose scenario there. He gained a lot of time, and he just lost it all in that set of turns. They're making their way down the backstretch. Lap 83 now out of 134. McConnell, see if he's still saving. Let's go on board with him with the helmet cam. Not clutching this time. Maybe he thinks he can make it, and if he can make it from here, I think he's in very good position to win this race. I just think it's going to be very tough, or maybe he realized he can't do it. Might make a stop here pretty soon. They've still got 55 to go, or sorry, 51 to go here in the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series here at the SOMO Racing League. And 50 laps at the line now until we call it closing time for SOMO Racing League. Such a great league with so many great members and drivers, all part of the iRacing community. All different skill levels, ages, backgrounds. And it's been a pleasure to run here and to broadcast here. Made a lot of good friends and had a lot of good races here with a lot of these drivers. So gonna be sad to see it go, but we will all move on to something else. As Seth Hatchel's trying to move on to another win and another championship. He's out in front, about 6/10 ahead of Lupe Gonzalez, who once again starts closing in, but we'll see if he can actually maintain that pace. He gets loose again. Still under 6/10 of a second, the gap to Seth Hatchel, and then about 8/10 or 9/10 back to Ryan Gemmell. It almost seems like it's the opposite now that Hatchel's in the lead. When he was chasing down Lupe towards the end of stage 1, he was quite a bit faster on the exit of the turn, but not on entry. And now it looks like Lupe able to really send it in there and also keep the momentum up through the center. As you can see, he gained over 1/10 that lap. And continuing to close, we'll see if Hatchel decides to make any strategy call here. Lupe get a little bit sideways coming out of the turn. McConnell still 8 seconds back, and I gotta wonder if he can make it or if he decided he can't. He's going for his first win here this season in the Truck Series. Almost had a win at Eldora when he got caught up in an accident between a couple of lap trucks that ended his night. I think he still came away with the top 5, but was not on the lead lap. It's Hatchel maintaining this 4.5 lead over Lupe Gonzalez. These two really breaking away from Gemmell now, who's about a second back from Lupe. And then Tim Lewis almost 2 seconds back from Gemmell. And Tyler Pluff, not sure if he's pulling any strategy. He gets very loose out of turn 4. He has that damage on the left rear, and that's probably not helping the handling on that truck. So got a feel for Tyler after running so strong this year. It looks like it's just not going to happen tonight. But it's not over until it's over. 44 to go. Coming to the line this time. And we'll see if Tyler can pull a strategy call here and get himself back up into contention. Maybe a 2-tire stop would do it, but might be a little bit tricky. And McConnell 8.4 back, so he's still losing a bit of time to the leaders, but might be able to make it on fuel. We don't know. And we won't know until we know he's going down pit road or he's out. It's one or the other. Hatchel maintaining, actually stretching the lead now, and Gemmell starting to fade a bit more. And this will be our longest run of the race. The last caution came out at 60. I believe they went green on 63 or 64. So it will be about a 71 lap run. And it's about 10 laps farther than we think we can make it. So I think McConnell maybe realized he can't make it and just decided to stop saving and pick up the pace again. But he's a little bit too far back to have any shot at this. I think Tyler Pluff taking it behind the wall. Didn't see what happened to him. Let's go back and take a look and see if he got caught up. Oh, he lost it off turn 2. And that's going to end his night. The pole sitter here tonight. losing it off turn 2. Heavy damage to that left side, and he takes it behind the wall immediately with the blown engine. And he's going to be out of this race. Seth Hatchel is going to be your leader, though, still. 0.6 of a second out in front of Lupe Gonzalez and 2.3 back to Ryan Gemmell, who's getting caught now by Tim Lewis. But still a ways back, almost 4 seconds back from the leaders, so not in contention for the win unless he pulls some type of strategy or really picks up the pace here in the second half of this run. As we're going to be coming to pit stops here in I think about 5 to 10 laps. And that could make or break the race for some of these drivers. As we're now down to 5 out of the 6. And Tyler, if you're tuning in, sorry about your luck here tonight. Thank you so much for doing all that you've done this year for the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series, for putting on the races, the race sessions, managing the league, and managing the drivers as Lupe Gonzalez goes around. He saves it on the backstretch. He's going to lose it. And is that going to... Caution is out. Wow. Unexpected, completely unexpected. Lupe Gonzalez goes around. They're all going to be able to make it on fuel. That brings Jason McConnell back into contention as well, as he was 9 seconds back. And if it was a fuel strategy call on his part, it's not going to work out for him here, but at least he's in contention. And Lupe Gonzalez is going to have some work to do. We'll see where he gets put in the lineup here. Currently in 5th, though. A huge shift right there as these drivers making their way down pit road on the access road right now. So Lupe Gonzalez, who's been running up in the top 2 for probably 95% of the race, maybe even more than that. He's only been outside the top 2 for about 3 laps. Goes around on that caution, and we all saw it. So not going to need to take a look at the replay. We'll see if anybody tries a 2-tire strategy. I don't think it's going to happen. Too many laps on the tires, and you can see how loose they were. As Gemmell gets going, can he get the lead here? I think he will. Ryan Gemmell is going to be your leader here after the pit cycle. And Seth Hatchel is going to settle into 2nd place. We'll see if Ryan can hold on to it for the length of this run. This will be about the same length as what they just ran, and a little bit longer than the first 2 stages. And Ryan did not seem to have the speed on the long run. We'll see what he can change here, or if the track cools down at all. And it is cooling. We'll see what that does for the handling of these trucks. That's caution number 4. We only had 6 drivers here. 2 of those cautions for stages. The first caution was for Tyler Pluff getting loose out of turn 4 and collecting Jason McConnell. Minor damage to both of those trucks, but still damage, and none of the other trucks have damage. Lupe Gonzalez goes around there for this caution. And I believe that's only our 2nd lead change of the night, with Ryan Gemmell going out front. So a great stop by his crew with 13.8. NASCAR might want to check the lugs on that truck to make sure they got them all tight. But great stop, and he's going to be out front. Hatchel's going to fall back to 2nd. Timothy Lewis up to 3rd. Jason McConnell 4th, and Lupe Gonzalez in 5th. And Tyler Pluff is out of the race, 7 laps down. And it's starting to get a little bit dark here. I'm going to take a look on the nose of the truck, see if the lights are coming on. Doesn't look like they are. It's hard to say, but it could get very dark very fast here. We'll see if we can get the whole race in, or if the lights do come on. But the pace car lights are off. Ryan Gemmell started 6th, so he started last out of the drivers here tonight. And he's currently your leader. He's run a very clean race. We've seen him get loose a couple times, and he's fallen back, but seems to maintain his position pretty well. And has shown some speed here on the short runs. We'll see what he can do on the long runs. With 34 to go, I believe, at the line. Gemmell gets him going. Green flag is out. Now past 100 laps here in the SOMO Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series Championship finale. This is the SOMO Racing League finale as well, so thank you for tuning into this event. This is a big event in the history of this league. Obviously the closing of the league, but we are all on to bigger and not better, but different things, and should be interesting to see what happens to each of these drivers moving forward. Ryan Gemmell out front right now. He's led a couple laps at this point. Seth Hatchel putting the pressure on him, though, and Seth wants to get back to the lead. And these two are teammates, so there might be a little bit of give and take for a little while here, but as we start closing in to the end of this race, it's going to be more take than give. Hopefully no hard feelings or anything between them when we get to the end. But Hatchel looking to the inside now. Gemmell hanging tough on the outside. We'll see if Seth can get the run down low. And he does get a great run. Ryan struggling up there on the high line, not able to hold the position. And he's going to lose that spot. Tim Lewis hanging right there with them as well. Lupe Gonzalez clears McConnell for 4th position. We'll see what Lupe has. He's definitely shown strength on the long run, about 20 to 25 laps in. It seems like he starts to fade, but if he can get up to the front in that time frame, he might have a shot at it. He's still less than a second back. Actually, all 4 drivers still within a second, or all 5 drivers within a second. So the top 3 are pretty much nose to tail. Here comes Lewis peeking to the inside, not going to have the spot, or the momentum to get down there. Ryan really bombing it into turn 3. Tries to get that truck to rotate on exit. Doesn't seem like he can get back in the throttle enough. Just waited on it a little bit too long, and Seth stretches out the lead by a little bit more. That time by about a 1/10 faster. Definitely going to be important to save some tires here, unless we get another caution, which I don't expect. It was very unexpected for Lupe to go around for that last caution. But obviously they were struggling with a loose condition, and it just kind of hooked around on him. Hatchel moving up the track a bit now. We'll see if that works for him, as Ryan Gemmell still sticking down low and bringing Tim Lewis and Lupe Gonzalez with him. You can see Seth running a slightly different line, kind of arcs it in a bit more on entry. Don't know if it's going to work in 3 and 4. It looks like Lupe a little bit loose behind the 4, maybe just trying to find an opening to go around, but it's going to be tough. Tim Lewis showing some speed here late in this race. Lupe is really putting pressure on him. McConnell, he's a little ways back. Nobody really around him at the moment. He does have that nose damage. Looks like somebody dragged the wall there. Might have been the 53. So he gets a big run coming out of turn 4. We'll see if he can keep the power down, and he does. Then a truck length of the number 4, dives down to the inside. Really dives it in there. And looks like Tim Lewis is going to give it to him. And pull a crossover, or try to pull the crossover. Tucks back in line. So it's not going to happen as Seth Hatchel is starting to pull away from Gemmell. About a half second up the road now. Here comes Lupe to the back bumper of the number 6. And what can Lupe do to get by the number 6 here and then chase down Hatchel? Those two, the majority lap leaders here. Ryan doing a good job holding him off. Here comes Lupe really close to the white line, gets a good run on the exit of turn 4, but can't close in anymore as Ryan actually putting down a really good lap. The top 4 all within a half-tenth of a second in lap times, and McConnell only actually faster than any of them. And he's closing in, you can see it, maybe just saving tires there. For those first few laps, that's how he lost so much ground, but he was over a tenth and a half, or over a tenth faster than our leaders. And whether that's just them racing it out nose to tail, he was still faster than anybody else. So he's found some speed. I don't know what he's doing differently, really diving it in on that high line. Trying to hook that wide line as we're gonna be almost 3 wide here. Lupe Gonzalez still trying to make his way past Ryan Gemmell, and Gemmell doing a great job holding these guys off. Gonna be almost contact between the 53 and the 54. As Lupe peeking to the inside, we're 3 wide right now. Gemmell to the outside, Lewis in the middle. Lupe Gonzalez backs out of it wisely. Gonna try and pick his line correctly as we see Tim Lewis starting to drift up the track just a little bit. Ryan Gemmell can't get back in the throttle, and Lewis is going to get past him here, but looks like Ryan getting a good run on the high line now. Able to stay alongside the quarter panel, but Tim Lewis able to clear him going into turn 3. And Gemmell really starting to struggle here, starting to fade a bit. Here comes Lupe Gonzalez to the inside, and all this battling has created a 1-second gap to Seth Hatchel. And maybe Ryan knew that he just wasn't going to have the speed. It almost looked like contact with net code there between the 6 and the 54, but I don't see any damage on Ryan's bumper. It's almost like Seth knew, or Ryan knew, that he wasn't going to have the speed. And almost contact. McConnell looking for a way around. He's got some speed back in that truck. See if Tim Lewis or Lupe Gonzalez or McConnell have anything for Hatchel, but Hatchel is second up the road, all by his lonesome. Going down the backstretch, and we're coming to 20 to go this next time by. And we will see what he's got here for these last 20 laps. It's going to be tough for the other drivers to catch up. It looks like Lewis bit into his time there a bit, about a half-tenth faster. And that would be pretty close by the end of this thing if it was every lap, but he's got to pass him too. So can Tim Lewis make a charge here and get his second win of the season after a dramatic victory at Pocono to lock himself into the playoffs? Can he do anything to get up there and race with Seth Hatchel? Lupe Gonzalez as well. Not really making a whole lot of progress, a little bit here and there, but not going to be enough if they want to win this race. McConnell clears Ryan Gemmell, and so Gemmell back to 5th. McConnell up to 4th. But time is running out for these drivers. They have to start going. They're not going to get to Seth Hatchel if they can't lay down some qualifying laps here. And currently Hatchel fastest on track, so it looks like Hatchel really good position as all those drivers battling for 2nd and 3rd. Just lost so much time and burned up the tires as Seth was out here running nice and smooth. And he's won a lot of races here this year. Coming into this race, he had 5 wins on the season. Lupe with 2 wins, Andrew Melvin with 2. And I'm not sure who won the race at Canadian Tire last week. I think it might have been Lupe. So that would be his 3rd win on the season. But regardless, they all come in even tonight. And Timothy Lewis under fire now by Lupe Gonzalez. And Lupe's got to make a move or he's never going to get to Seth Hatchel. So he's got to get by the next couple laps. You can't wait, though. As you see the big run coming out of turn 4. It gets a little bit loose behind the 4. And every time he dives down in there and gets on the throttle earlier to try and make the pass, it just cooks the tires a bit more. So he makes a move down low. Can't get the run, though. He's just not in the preferred line at this point. You can see he's faster, not by enough to make the pass as he peaks a little higher. This time, cuts it down in the center. And lost a bit of ground that time to Tim Lewis. And Hatchel still pulling away. Oh, and sorry about that. I was on mute. I had typed in something earlier and didn't want you guys to hear my keyboard, so I forgot to unmute. Very good racing here as Lupe Gonzalez gets loose. Going out of turn 4, McConnell still hanging tough here in 4th right behind him. And we'll see if he can do anything to get past Lupe. He gets very close to the outside wall, trying to get as much momentum out of the turn as he can, but that opens up the door for Gemmell. Currently running 5th to try and get inside the top 4. He puts the truck down right by the white line, can't get back in the throttle enough, gets loose. You can see the back end start wiggling as he was on the throttle. Lupe Gonzalez, though, must have really just burned up the tires. He's made a couple mistakes here on this last run and not able to hold on to 2nd place. Tim Lewis running a very strong race here tonight. About 3 seconds back from Seth Hatchel, which is quite a ways, but definitely a really strong run by him. We've seen him have a couple issues here tonight, but able to recover, and he's held on to a nice solid finish if it ends up the way it does. Oh, Lupe Gonzalez scraping the wall. Oh, he's trying everything he can now, and it's going to be 3 wide for a moment, but Lupe going to fall back to 5th place as Ryan Gemmell still putting pressure, trying to get a top 3 finish here. And Seth Hatchel coming to 2 to go. Absolutely dominating effort in this final segment of the race. 3.5 seconds out in front of Tim Lewis. Just an incredible race for the number 8. He's been out front so much this year. And once again, when it comes down to crunch time, he's the man to beat. And we'll be coming to 1 lap to go. This will be the final race for the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. The final race for SOMO Racing League. Seth Hatchel coming to the line. White flag is out. So last lap here, it's interesting it shows finishing. I need to change that. But last lap, Seth Hatchel coming across the line. He's going to be your champion here in the Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. Win number 6 on the season. Another championship in the books for the number 8 of Seth Hatchel. That's going to conclude the racing here at SOMO Racing League. Timothy Lewis comes home 2nd. Jason McConnell 3rd. Ryan Gemmell coming home 4th. And Lupe Gonzalez in 5th. But your man coming out on top, Seth Hatchel. Started 4th, finished 1st. Dominating effort in that last segment of the race. Teammate here going to give him a bump and congratulate him. Great run by both of those drivers. Obviously Ryan not coming away with the win, but a good run. And definitely huge improvement from him this year, so really good to see. We're going to jump to a quick commercial break and be right back with our champion and the other drivers in the top 3. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back here with the SOMO Capital Auto Repair and Service Truck Series. Give me just a second. I will bring up our drivers. Not able to get into the broadcast booth like usual. We're going to start. Let's go back here. Got to find him while he's on track. Ooh, all kinds of stuff going on here with replays. But there we go. Let's pause it there. Or maybe not. All right. Let's bring up our winner here tonight. Actually, I can't do it. So we're going to jump down in there and talk with Seth Hatchel. Hey, Seth. This is Adam in the Simcast booth. You got a copy? Well, I wasn't able to pull you up into the broadcast booth for some reason here tonight, but congratulations on the championship and the final championship here in SOMO Racing League. How's it feel? Yeah, well, it's definitely bittersweet. I agree with you on that. There's been so many great people to come and go through the league, so many great connections and friends made, yourself included. You know, you and Ryan and I here in this room in the TeamSpeak. You know, we've had a lot of good times together, and it's been a good time, and definitely owe a lot to Paul and all the admins. But you ran a great race here tonight. You were, I don't know how many laps you led. I didn't get a chance to look. But I think it was close to 100, and just dominating effort there in the last segment of the race. Did you think you were going to be able to get back by Ryan and hold off those guys charging from behind?
Being about 2/10 back about the whole run, so I wasn't sure if he was quicker and couldn't get by, or we just that even. And luckily enough, I got by Ryan there, and I think those guys got to racing back there, and I was able to set sail.
And set sail you did. It was nearly 4 seconds, I think, the margin of victory. So a really great run by you, and just dominating effort. And another win to the win column here in SOMO Racing League. I know you're right up there with all of us, all the all-time wins leaders here. I don't know who actually has that record. I don't think anybody knows, because the stats only go back a couple years. But I think you're definitely in the running there for that. So another great win for you, another championship here in the league. So once again, just incredible race.
Yeah, thank you. Again, I got to thank Paul and everything he's done for the league. I've been here this is my 5th year now, and this has been a place I can call home. So it's been really great knowing I can show up and have good races here just about any night of the week. Got to thank all the drivers here, putting on great races, all the admins, all the sponsors that have jumped on board, and my team, MB Motorsports.
That's awesome, Seth. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where all of us end up leaving the league. You know, there's lots of other leagues out there, and it'll be interesting to see where we all kind of filter out. But I'm sure that no matter where most of us go, you know, I think we'll all end up being competitive no matter where we run. So it should be fun to see. We'll definitely keep an eye out for you here in these other leagues. But I think you've already thanked pretty much everybody. If there's anybody else you want to give a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate this victory, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but once again, Paul, all the admins, all the sponsors, my team, and once again, I think the biggest part, all the racers showing up every week for these last couple of years and making each and every one of us better racers ourselves.
Awesome, Seth. Well, congrats again. We hope to talk to you soon here, but go celebrate that championship, and once again, we look forward to seeing you race around all over the place here on iRacing. So keep it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Channel switched.
All right, so that was our winner, and it looks like the other drivers in the top 3 did not end up staying in here. So Timothy Lewis comes home second, and third place was Jason McConnell in the race. So yeah, that's gonna be it here tonight. Definitely a bittersweet ending to the season here. Seth Hatchel winning another championship, winning another race. One of the all-time winningest drivers here in SOMO. So probably a fitting end to the series and the league. And we want to thank so many people. I think Seth pretty much hit them all. Paul Zoda for putting on this league, for doing everything that he has done for each and every one of us. We can't possibly thank you enough, Paul. We hope you're tuning in here. We really want to thank you so much for doing everything for all of the drivers here. No matter how long we've been here, we appreciate everything. And we want to thank our sponsors that have helped us these past few years, Capital Auto Repair being the most recent of them, but iRacing Drivers World, Coffee and Glitter Mom, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, Butler Furniture. Oh geez, I don't even remember all of them. There's so many that have come on board here. Top City Travel. I'm just gonna keep remembering them as I keep talking here, but we appreciate each and every one of them for doing everything that they've done to keep this league going as long as we have been going, and it's definitely bittersweet. Let's run through the results here, and we will head out and call it quits here for SOMO Racing League. My timing looks like it's a little bit scored up, or a little bit thrown off here. There we go. Seth Hatchel comes away with the win. I'm a little bit frazzled, aren't I? Seth Hatchel comes away with the win. Timothy Lewis comes home second. Jason McConnell third. Ryan Gemmell fourth. Lupe Gonzalez fifth. Tyler Pluff sixth. And last 2 drivers on the list there, myself and Aaron Schaefer, we did not take the grid. So just a 6-car field. Lupe, wish we could have talked with you here maybe a little bit one of these weeks, but congrats on a great season, a great career here at SOMO. We look forward to racing with you at other places. And thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast and supporting me and so many of us here at SOMO Racing League. That's pretty much all I've got here tonight. This has been another presentation by Simcast, and we want to thank you all for tuning in. You can check us out in the future. We're going to be broadcasting different leagues across Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram and at our website, which you can find through the Facebook page. But we want to thank you so much for tuning in. It wouldn't be possible for us to do this each and every week without the viewers. And we really just want to thank you so much for tuning in and giving us your time, giving us your attention, and coming out and watching some good racing. So before we go, I'm going to just show our sponsor, Capital Auto Repair, one more time. Give them the credit that they deserve once again. They're an awesome auto repair full-service facility in Raleigh, North Carolina, with some of the best mechanics around. So if you need any work done to your car and you live in the area, check these guys out. Awesome people. They've helped us a lot this year, and we're proud to present them as a sponsor for this league. And so Thomas and all the other members all the other folks over there at Capital Auto Repair, we thank you so much for sponsoring what is now the last series here in SOMO. So to everyone tuning in, thank you so much, and have a good night.